you say? A statue of a fool made of stone.
Gotta unmute all the audio. You're what? Okay. What's up, guys? Anyone who is watching. We are doing a scuff stream because someone's running a little late. But we are here. And welcome to the Forge. Is that what are we still calling it that? Are we calling it the Forge? I don't remember. Let me pull up my chats so I can read. Yeah. You cleaned your hookah what? Oh, your hookah stand? I forgot you were using that still. Clean AF. Yeah, I need to get one, honestly. They're just so expensive. Chocolate mint's a rough day. Okay. So yeah, while we're waiting, I'll just tell you guys what I'm smoking. Smoking on my Matt Pear Simple 80 feet 80 bowl. This Provost, it always looks like it's gonna fall over. 2 Fumari Fukokos. I don't remember what the fuck they call them, but they're like mini cubes. So that's what I have. Smoking some Azure Dark Grow a Pair. Yeah, that's what I'm smoking. I've been smoking this flavor a lot lately. Someone on Mo on the r/Hookah Discord server recommended it, so I'm giving that a try. And definitely enjoying it. What? I've been trying the Azure Dark Grow a Pair since Mo recommended it on the server. It's like a candied pear. It's hella good. I'm really enjoying it. It's like the most unique pear flavor I've tried so far. And I think I've tried most of the pears on the market. Tangier's pear is the one I haven't tried, but that's on... No, I tried their pear. I haven't tried their pear watermelon or something like that. What? Kiwi. I didn't know they had a kiwi. Hello, Bloopy says, I traveled from Discord land to be here. Welcome to the Forge instead of Discord land. Wade, you so quiet. Let me turn myself up. Which one is mine? Is this better? Can you hear me better now, Tristan? God damn it, you're so loud. Who the fuck are you? About the same, lol. God damn it. Is this better? I I could talk louder. I can see you just fine, but you fucking went out of full screen for whatever reason. Can you guys hear Alex okay? Just want to make sure. You cannot hear Alex at all. All right. He's muted. What the fuck? How the fuck did you get muted again? This is like the 5th time this has happened. Audio input capture, add. No, not that one. 1 second, I will have him.
Water in the face. Amazing.
Okay.
Ooh.
There.
Hello.
I think you're there now.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll turn. I'm good.
Are you loud? Am I quiet? We Gucci?
Let me see. No, it's good.
Okay, cool. Alright. Sorry for the scuff stream. We were both running late today. We are happy to be here. Happy to be talking about what makes a flavor good. And yeah. So, housekeeping stuff. Anything fun to talk about?
I was gone this weekend. I went to visit my girlfriend. You know, that's fun to talk about. I went to a brewery. First magnitude. Pretty good.
First magnitude? Wouldn't you want like a magnitude 10? Isn't that what's better?
No, it's the first magnitude. They're going to expand.
They're going to have 10. No, they're just going to have many first magnitudes. How can there be more than one first?
Well, it's a brewery. There's only one.
But you said they're going to expand, so if they're going to expand...
No, I'm trolling you.
Oh, okay. Well, now I want there to be more than one, so they can have a 10th magnitude, and then I'll go to that one. So you want to tell the people what you're smoking on tonight?
This is my first bowl since Thursday, and I'm smoking some Tangiers, Cashmere Guayaba.
Guayaba.
Wade said it to me. It's pronounced Guayaba.
Yeah, not my favorite flavor. It was like the one cashmere flavor that I tried. I was like, I don't know if I fucked up the pack, but or what. I just was really turned off from the flavor. And Tristan, since I know you're gonna ask, I am gonna have a review out this week. Hopefully, I've just been hella lazy.
1 more second. I forgot my water again.
Going AFK. God damn it. What other housekeeping things? Yeah, hopefully this week I should have that review out. So that should be fun.
The good thing, it's housekeeping time.
Yeah, the housekeeping is when we get water and everything, apparently.
That's when I always get water.
For anyone who was on for the pre-stream, could you guys hear the music? Was it a decent volume? It was the first time I've tried that, so I just want to make sure it was okay. Optimus Prime on YouTube says, which review was this? I'm working on a Fumari Mochaccino review. I recorded it, and I just got fucked on, basically. I forgot to turn my fucking mic on after I shot it, and then my camera died when I realized I could turn my mic on, and then, yeah, so got demotivated. Here we are.
Let me tell you guys something. I was going to start posting more picture reviews, and I have not been able to, because I've been taking the pictures with my phone, since it has a pretty nice camera, and look, I have tape on it, because I don't want to touch the lens.
Dude, didn't you just get this phone?
Like 2 months ago, but I can fix this. The part's coming in. It's really easy to fix.
That'll be rough. Housekeeping, do you want mint for pillow? Yes, I do want mint for pillow. Extreme cane mints, if we're talking mints. I still have some extreme cane mints that I probably should smoke. This shit's like, it's gonna be 3 years old in a month or two.
Yeah, it's just sitting there.
I'm saving it for a rainy day or something. I don't know. I've been waiting for extreme cane mint to come out again before I'm like, yeah, let's actually go through this now. Because, you know, I'm a hoarder, I guess.
You have a review on that?
Yeah, I reviewed it forever ago. I had a picture review.
Is it still good after 3 years? Sort of?
If you seal it properly, generally. I mean, it's been in a Ziploc, or not Ziploc, Tupperware, sealed for 3 years.
You can tell, like, the tobacco will be slightly more dead looking.
Yeah, I mean, it dries out a little bit over time, but if you seal it properly, ideally it stays fine. I'll let you know if I die. That'll be the real test.
Probably has more of a tobacco taste.
Sarah's in chat. Hi, Sarah.
should make her a mod.
I probably should, but I don't think I have any mods, so we'll do that at some point. All right, so I think that's about it for housekeeping. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 1 minute more.
One more minute. What do you want to talk about for 1 minute?
There's about 40 seconds left.
There been anything exciting in the hookah industry that's happened lately? I haven't noticed too much lately. Anyway.
No, not too much.
Hookah Heroes are celebrating their 2nd anniversary. Good for them. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's true. They're having that. You might get a hookah.
Yeah. If I had
shisha.
Yeah, doing a bunch of cool stuff with that. If I had money, I would definitely be making an order, but broke late. Loopy says, on the 3rd hour on my bowl, pink lemonade and Death by Ice. That sounds like a fire mix, to be honest. I would definitely smoke that.
Definitely.
Let's see. Anything else fun and exciting in hookah lately?
Nope, but now it's 9:10. Let's move on.
All right. So what does good mean in regards to hookah flavor? So we were talking about this. We were trying to figure out something to talk about for this week. And when we were thinking about it, we really wanted to think about what's something we can delve into. What can we do a deep dive on? So good is something that comes up a lot in terms of hookah. What does good even mean is what I really want to get down to the bottom of. But it's such a subjective thing. So we're also going to talk about the difference between subjectivity and objectivity. Flavor accuracy. Did I spell accuracy right? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
And we just want to do a deep dive on this because it's something like everyone talks about, hey, is this flavor good? Do we like this flavor? Do we like this brand? Are they a good brand? But I feel like before you even talk about that kind of stuff, you have to establish what does it even mean to be a good flavor? What are you looking for in a good flavor? So, Alex, what is good to you in a hookah flavor?
So longevity is very important when it comes to a good hookah flavor. Well, first off, you want the flavor to taste good, right? To you. If it doesn't taste good to you, even if it's an objectively good flavor, it does not make it good. Like Tanger's bacon. That's kind of accurate, but does that mean it's good? No.
No, not necessarily.
Exactly. So,
I think a lot of good can come from not just a specific flavor, but a brand as a whole. There are a lot of good things that a brand can have, but not all of their flavors will have necessarily. And a lot of that will come down to objectivity versus subjectivity, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But I think a good flavor, to me, it really has to have longevity. You have to be able to at least go 2 rounds of coals on it. If you're going on like a 10 gram 1 hour basis, you generally want to get for every 10 grams you pack, you want to get an hour of enjoyable smoke out of it.
That's how usually I feel about it. 1 hour per 10 grams.
Yeah.
If you're not, it's kind of a lackluster in terms of time spent.
Yeah, and that will differ. Good really differs person to person, as do all things in hookah. But I think objectively, if you're looking at what makes something good, what a truly good flavor is, you really do want to think about what kind of things, like longevity. Can it last? Do you think buzz plays a factor into making a good flavor?
I would say that is more subjective than it is objective, because a flavor can be very good without strong buzz. That is more like, do you like strong buzz or weak buzz?
Okay. So if we're talking in terms of experienced smokers, which I think if we're talking about a concept like a good flavor, don't we need to just assume that they have a decent buzz tolerance?
Yes, but they might not like. Well, yeah, you assume that they have a high tolerance if they're smoking all these different brands and they're trying all this different stuff, but they might not like stronger stuff like Tangiers. I know a few people that have been smoking for a very long time. They smoke Alfaka, Fumari, things like that, and they don't want to smoke something that's much stronger. But yes, I guess, for example, like us, it would be, that's something like a good addition to the flavor.
So is buzz something you're looking for in a quote-unquote good flavor?
It depends on, like, you know how you say you smoke something light and you smoke something strong? Like,
Yeah.
You're not always looking to chase a buzz.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess it depends on your mood. But I typically will smoke dark leaf, and those are generally a bit stronger. So I guess yes.
See, what I'm thinking about in terms of a flavor, I'm never looking at it in terms of this flavor is good because it has a buzz. I don't think buzz is something that's a make or break on a good flavor for me. Like,
Exactly.
I just in talking about terms of like enjoying a flavor, like I can take Social Smoke Pistachio Breeze. It's not a strong flavor by any means. I mean, shit, you can vape stronger than that. But it is. I still think it's a good flavor because it's got the flavor accuracy for me. Flavor longevity's there. It's a decent smoke for me. So I still would say that's a good flavor. Might not be what I'm going to go to all the time, but I wouldn't say that because it doesn't have a buzz, it's not a good flavor.
Exactly. Like, I could enjoy this flavor for what it is without having a strong buzz. And sometimes I want a stronger buzz, so I'm going to go to something else that's also good.
Now, when we talk about things in terms of good, I think it's also good to establish what's not not good. What's bad in terms of that. So, what do you think about what is bad? Like, what would you say makes a flavor bad inherently? Like, Fantasia. That's the go-to for shitting on. What makes Fantasia bad per se?
So the flavor accuracy usually isn't that great. It's usually way over. It's like way too sugary. The flavor longevity is not there, and it just the flavor dies really quickly. Yeah, too much glycerin. It becomes a pain to heat manage. Like, it adds extra issues.
It's just
like
not.
a brand like that.
It's not bringing a quality smoke. It's not bringing that longevity. The flavor accuracy is never, very rarely there with Fantasia, and if it is there, it's not going to last more. What, like 15 minutes? That's it's a quick light flavor. You get the longevity out of, around a quick light, which is what, like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So things like that are all important. Those are the things we're going to be going over. So if you're not hitting all the main points, a good flavor like a good tobacco flavor-wise can be very good, but other aspects can be very bad, which will bring down how I feel about the flavor as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think good flavors, they're not always necessarily. Oh, apparently he's doing some coke, so that's lit. Anyway, so I think a good flavor necessarily doesn't have to hit all three of the things we're talking about. Flavor accuracy, longevity, and buzz. But I think it does have to have at least one of those things, and it has to do that one thing very, very well. Like a good example of that is Social Smoke. Again, they're not making super buzzy flavors. They're not making the most long-lasting flavors, but they definitely hit their flavors on the mark. Like if you think about Social Smoke Pink Lemonade, for another example, spot on fucking flavor. I think the longevity is a little lackluster in that one specifically. And the buzz is never there with Social Smoke.
Exactly. So if you're not hitting all of the main points, if it's not hitting all the main points, longevity, flavor accuracy, the flavor accuracy, and how the tobacco is made, I guess, then those are all things that can take away from something that's good in one aspect. Like, if a flavor lasts very long, that's great. But if it doesn't taste good, you're not going to want it.
Yeah.
If a flavor tastes very good and it doesn't last very long, you're also not going to want it.
Yeah. So I would say those three things are things that you can look at. If it's got all three of those things, it's a good flavor for sure. If it's missing one of those things, like you've got two of those things on the mark, it's probably still a good flavor. If it's only got one thing, it might be a good flavor. If it doesn't have any of those things, it's not a good flavor, generally speaking.
That's, I feel, being somewhat objective.
Yeah.
To think about it, because if you're thinking subjectively, like you might not mind that it only goes 1 hour, even if you're using more than 10 grams per 1 hour.
Yeah.
But it tastes good to you, so that's a comparison between objective and subjective.
Yeah, that leads.
Like, you might not like the flavor, and it could be extremely accurate. You just don't like that flavor.
Yeah, and that leads us into our next topic: objectivity versus subjectivity. I mean, when you're talking about enjoying something, I can enjoy, like, say I like my steak medium rare. My girlfriend likes it well done. Neither of those is the quote-unquote right way to enjoy a steak, although one definitely is, for being realistic.
Well.
But just as an example, I'm not inherently right for liking medium rare steaks. That's a very subjective opinion. It's because it's just that. It's an opinion. It's not a fact that the right way to enjoy a steak is medium rare. It is.
Exactly.
But, you know, you get my point.
Objectively, for like high quality steaks and stuff, you would medium rare to like medium would be objectively the best.
Okay.
Well, but you might not like that.
maybe that was a bad way to put that, but I'm
because
just
technically, objectively based on like food profiles.
Okay, well,
you know,
that was a bad example, but say I like an Egyptian bowl versus a funnel bowl. If one's working for me, then that's fine. That's a subjective opinion. There's no there is an objectively better one. Like, objective means that it is the right answer, defined by facts. There's no emotions in it whatsoever. But
yeah. Science.
Yeah, you got science to back yourself up, essentially. You could write a fucking essay about why something is right or not. Whereas with subjective, it's just personal taste. I mean, like, he likes cashmere guava that he's smoking right now. I don't. That doesn't make me...
It's okay. I'm not. I don't love it.
Okay. But anyway, it's not...
Yeah.
He's not right, I'm not wrong. There's no yes or no definitively for that.
Because, you know, like, this flavor hits all the marks. It's accurate. It lasts long. You just don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think...
and that's okay.
I think when you're talking about flavors so much of the time, you should always assume that anyone writing a review, when they're talking about a flavor specifically, you have to kind of assume that they're being subjective. Like, I can talk about something and try to be as objective as I want to be, but my personal bias is always going to filter into that. Like, I can...
Yeah.
Like, when I talked about Mr. Mike's root beer, for example, when Alchemist did that a few years ago, I was a terribly negative review. And I think objectively, it's probably a bad flavor, but subjectively, I think my opinion was definitely getting in there. Like, I didn't like the flavor, and I just think that showed. I mean, so even though I might have been trying to be as objective as I could have been when I was talking about this flavor, I wasn't necessarily 100% right. I mean, I think I was, but I do think that you have to take that into effect. What do you think about objectivity versus subjectivity?
So, like we said, objective. If you're trying to be as objective as possible, you're trying to remove any personal bias. And with subjective, that's obviously including a lot of your own opinion. And when you're writing a review, for example, you try and be objective, but your personal opinion, like you said, is always going to be there. Like, you could say this flavor could be extremely accurate, and you just think it's terrible, and many people might not agree with you on that. But for your flavor profiles and what you generally enjoy, it's just not good. And when you're trying to be objective, the flavor accuracy is very, very important, because you might like a candy guava, but that's not accurate. But if you have a very accurate flavor, you could at least say for a fact that that flavor tastes spot on what a guava should taste like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think flavors, it's really, really hard to be completely objective, because like I said, people taste things differently. Like I said, my girlfriend likes her steak medium well, and I like mine medium rare. That's just a taste thing. I mean, that's what I enjoy eating. That's what she enjoys eating, and that's fine. Yeah. But when you're reviewing something, you just have to anticipate that that'll be there to a certain extent. And I think AM Hookah just posted in the chat. He just made a good point. I believe that people should watch a lot of videos or read a lot about a review to learn more about their palates and how they enjoy flavors. And that's it. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. When you're looking at something, if you want to really read reviews, that's why I always want more reviewers to do stuff. So there will be more opinions out there, so you can see differing what people think about it. Because he and I don't agree on everything all the time, and that's fine. That's just that's how we smoke. It's how we enjoy things. So you got to take subjectivity into account, but also understand that different people are going to enjoy it differently. So he might subjectively think cashmere guava is the best flavor on earth. I subjectively disagree. There's no objective right or wrong, but you can glean more information from the differing opinions than you can just from a single one.
Also, something I want to mention, when it comes to reviews, you can see what type of flavors that reviewer generally enjoys. So you can see how that sort of affects their opinion based on a specific flavor. And once you know enough about that reviewer's palate, it's going to be that much easier to see, oh, they just like this because they like these types of flavors, and I'm probably not going to like it.
Yeah, that was something that Mike actually taught me from Reddit when I was starting to review. He was like, your reviews are good, but what you need to do is just do a lot of them, because you want to get out, you want to establish what you like. You want people to be aware of, hey, Wade likes mint flavors a lot. Wade likes floral flavors a lot. Wade doesn't really like candy flavors that much. Wade doesn't really like dessert flavors that much. So you want to be very transparent, at least from a reviewer standpoint, of what you like and don't like, so that your subjectivity shows through and people can understand that.
Yeah, it's super important to understand just because someone else doesn't like something doesn't mean you can't enjoy it.
I honestly, I want to hear what you think about this, but I truly believe it is impossible to be completely 100% objective about a flavor.
Yeah, I mean, it's not possible because there's always just a slight bit of bias behind every review, whether it be about tobacco, whether it be about cars, whether it be about anything. I mean, it's just like what people like.
Yeah, so even if there are people out there, and I know there are, that say 100% this is the best thing, or 100% go for this, take that with a grain of salt. They say but at the end of the day, it's just their opinion. It is subjectively right in their eyes. Objectively, maybe not. So I think that's just the most important thing to talk about when you're thinking about hookah flavors in general. Like right now, I'm smoking Azure Grow Pear, and I think it's a great flavor. I'm really enjoying it. It's not hitting flavor accuracy for me because it's just a different kind of pear. It's like a candied pear, but it's not objectively a bad flavor because it's just different. That's all there is to it.
Fair enough. That's just like what I mentioned before. It could be not as accurate. It's still good for what it is.
Do you have any examples of when your subjectivity shown through on any of your reviews? Like I pointed out with my Mr. Mike's root beer review from Alchemist a few years ago.
So like Cane Mint, I don't really like it as much anymore because it has such a strong tobacco taste. I don't know why. Me personally, I find that it has a very strong tobacco taste, and it just makes me feel like it's not as good as it was before.
Hold on, I don't think.
But a lot of people say you can't even notice the tobacco taste. I don't know. For me personally, that's just something I subjectively. That's like your opinion, man. Yeah, exactly. That's my opinion.
You used the wrong your.
So, your opinion.
There we go.
But yeah, that's just a flavor I don't enjoy as much anymore. And I know a lot of people will tell me I'm incorrect for disliking that flavor. I don't think it's the best mint on the market. A lot of people do.
Yeah, I think it's that's just a good example of there are people that fucking go nuts for Cane Mint and will swear that it's never changed. Are they objectively right? I really don't think they are, but I don't know. Maybe I'm packing it wrong. Maybe they used to change their mixing. Maybe I'm just fucking retarded. I don't know. I really don't. So, honestly, it's not. There's no right or wrong with that. If you like Cane Mint, there's nothing wrong with that, you know?
Exactly. I'm not knocking anyone for enjoying it. I just enjoy something else better.
What's your favorite mint right now, then?
My favorite mint?
No. What is the objectively best mint on the market?
Twice the Ice Extreme? Maybe?
Maybe. All right.
I know a lot of people want to like that. That brings more personal opinion into account because maybe you don't even like that type of mint.
Yeah, peppermint's not for everyone.
Maybe you like a sweet mint. Then maybe you're gonna go for Famari.
Yeah.
Maybe you like a Winterfresh sort of mint. Then you're gonna go for the FML Blue.
Yep.
Like there's just so much opinion that goes into flavors.
Yeah, so I just wanted, like, that's why I want to take this portion of the show to talk about it, because when you're talking about if a flavor is good or not, you can, like, I've got friends that hate Cashmere Peach. Are they objectively right? No, that's just their opinion. And it's just my opinion that it's a great flavor. That doesn't make either one of us right or wrong. I just think it's really important to establish that and have that knowledge that no one's right or wrong about a flavor just because they think it's good or bad.
and also to have that knowledge that like most of the time when you're saying something is good, it is going to be your opinion. And I can't say that enough. It is your opinion, and you can't be offended when someone dislikes something.
Yeah. I mean, you can. Like, I get mad at people
You
say
can.
you can, but it doesn't make you objectively
It doesn't make you
justified.
correct.
It doesn't make you justified in your choices, essentially. But yeah, that's really all there is to that. So let's move on to flavor accuracy, because this is another thing where you can take subjectivity and objectivity and throw it out the window. You want to think about, like I'm going back to this Azure Grow pear that I'm smoking right now. It's not an accurate pear flavor because it's not a pure pear, juicy fruit, bite into it, eat it. It's a candied pear. Does that make it wrong in terms of accuracy?
Not necessarily.
Yes, this is like this is a conversation like bringing up, you believe, free will versus predestination at a Bible study. But anyway, I think it's really important to also think about flavor accuracy. What are your thoughts on how flavor accuracy plays into being a good flavor?
Well, to me, if a flavor is very accurate, then that's just a bonus. I mean, if I enjoy, let's just say pear. If it tastes like, I like pear, so if it tastes very spot on like a pear, I'm more likely to like it.
Right. And I enjoy pears as well. So I would say I like just clean pear flavors, but I also enjoy pear candied flavors, like the one I'm smoking right now. So it doesn't make it a bad flavor because it's not right or wrong on where it's hitting the mark. It's just a different type of pear. And because it's a different type of pear, it's not like changing the fact that it's a good flavor. It's just a different type of good. So you have to think about what you're looking for when you're looking about flavor accuracy. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would. Like, when it comes to flavor accuracy, it's great if the flavor is very accurate. And some people, like, they prefer a more spot-on flavor. Some people prefer more candy-like flavor. And that's just the nature of hookah tobacco. Like, that's just the way it's either very accurate or they changed it up a little bit. And that's how you basically create all these different new flavors.
And that, I think,
some people will like it and some people won't.
I think that's something that actually can be objective in terms of hookah flavors. Is it objectively an accurate flavor? Like when I think about an accurate pear flavor, I think the closest mark is Trifecta Dark's pear flavor. That's probably the closest thing you'll get to a pear. And I think you really can't objectively say that. Maybe you could objectively argue that a different pear flavor is as good or not, but I think you can say objectively the flavors are very close to the mark in terms of accuracy. Would you agree?
Yeah, like if you're looking for a very accurate flavor, that would be a go-to. Another example would be like, I really like lychee. So Trifecta Dark's lychee, I feel, is extremely spot on. It like coats your mouth with the flavor, and that's exactly how I feel when I eat a lychee.
Right.
It's kind of like, I don't know. It's very spot on for that, and since I enjoy lychee, it's going to be something that I find myself enjoying a lot. And I've smoked a lot of that flavor just because it's so accurate.
Yeah, you smoked through like a kilo of that in a few months, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And I think, again, like I said, since we already defined what objective versus subjective is, I think it is easy to say that objectivity is something that you can say with hookah flavors, at least to a certain extent. Like Tristan just said, but notice how you just said, I feel. Because it is personal opinion that you feel something is close or not. And, yeah, to a certain extent that's true, but I think when you're talking about, like how we were describing that we, as reviewers, have to define your palate. We have to define our palates, define what we like. We can say, in our scope of what we know, that say orange keef, for another example, that's the orange flavor I enjoy the most. I don't know if it's necessarily the most accurate, but maybe in terms of all of the other orange flavors I've tried, I find it to be the most accurate. I can be objective about my own opinion. God, that's such a weird thing to say.
We're getting into philosophy here.
Yeah, that's such a, like, I'm getting a little too deep with it, I think. But I think I hope you guys get the point where, in the scope of what you know, you can say something you could be objective about what you know.
There's layers to it.
Yeah. in your subjectivity, you could be objective in what you know. That's what I'm trying to say.
This is some actual philosophy.
Yeah, but I just thought that was an important thing to talk about because, again, I don't think accuracy is 100% needed. I think it's a bonus if you're marketing a flavor towards a certain market. But I don't know that it's necessarily right or wrong. God, sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought. I'll let you talk for a minute.
So, yeah, flavor accuracy can be important for the market that you're trying to reach. Let's say in this certain area, you know, a lot of people are looking for this, or for a very specific market of people, like experienced smokers. They like, in my opinion, they typically like more accurate flavors. And if you're a tobacco company and you know this, and you're aiming towards creating flavors for a more experienced smoker, you're probably going to want to create something that's more accurate to the base of people that you're looking to sell your product to.
Sorry, I'm fucking with my goals.
Understandable.
I'm not a mini cube guy generally, but I have them, so why not use them?
You gotta use them sometime.
Yeah.
And I feel like objectivity and subjectivity, like those things are present in all objects, like the hookah, the pipe itself, the hoses. Like you could say this hose is objectively good because it reaches the marks. It is a hose that's not going to break. It's made out of quality materials, and it's just going to work. It is washable. So like you can bring that objectivity and subjectivity into every aspect of hookah.
Yeah, and in terms of reviewing, when we're trying to talk about something, we do try. I think all reviewers, for the most part, unless they're, sponsored shills, which I don't think there are any of those anymore. I think most reviewers really do try to be as objective as they can. Like when I'm doing a review on a pipe, I want to be as objective as I can about the pipe. Like this is what it's made of. This is the material quality. But then you always throw in your opinion. Like I don't know if this material will hold up over time. I do think this material will hold up over time. So you try to be as objectively clear about the facts that you can, but you also do throw in your opinion. Like maybe this won't last. Like when I did my Sahara Smoke Assassin stem review, I was like, this is the material it's made of. It's holding up right now, but I honestly don't think it'll last. And goddamn if that thing didn't. Oh boy.
So like yeah. If, for example, like you said about hookahs, you could say as many facts about the hookah as possible. That doesn't necessarily make it the best.
Right.
Because, in your opinion, these materials aren't as good as some other materials. And while they will last for a while, they might not last forever. But let's get back to the specific topic.
Yeah, accuracy. So, when we're having a conversation about a flavor, I do think that, say you're comparing two flavors that are trying to hit the mark. They're trying to be as accurate of a flavor as they can be. So, like, take Tangier's pear and Trifecta pear, since we're using pears tonight, apparently. One of those might hit the mark more. I think when you're talking about them, you can be objective about that. You can say, I think Trifecta pear hits the mark closer to home than Tangier's pear, because real pears don't have tobacco taste. As far as I'm aware, I've never had a tobacco-flavored pear, but that's just me. So when you're talking about a flavor, you can definitely be objective in your opinion. In like I said, in the scope of what you know, in this discussion, saying this flavor is close to the mark. It might not be the best pear flavor, but it is the closest in terms of accuracy.
And I just want to go a little bit back to what good means. So basically what we touched on is a flavor can be objectively good in many categories.
Right.
But subjectively, it might not hit all the marks for you personally. Like, this flavor could last 2 hours, but that's not good enough for you. So objectively, that's good, but you want more. You want better. And for flavor accuracy, it could be very accurate, but you want something different. So maybe you want the candy flavor, maybe you don't. And it's being accurate or good in most categories doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be something that's great for you.
Yeah, it can be an objectively accurate flavor. That doesn't mean you enjoy it. Like, I can think of a million people. Like, a good example is Trifecta Morning Glory versus Humari Mochaccino. Both, I think, are objectively good coffee flavors, but one's going to appeal to someone who really likes coffee, someone who really enjoys that dark, single origin style brew, whereas someone likes fucking Starbucks coffee, they're going to go for Mochaccino, you know what I mean? And that's fine.
Yeah.
Objectively, they're both doing what they're trying to do. They're both coffee flavors. They're both hitting a decent mark as far in terms of coffee flavors, but someone just might like one more because of the preference, because of their subjective opinion.
So I feel like mostly of what we've learned is that subjectivity is an extremely important aspect of hookah in general. Like, just because something is good doesn't mean it's great for it needs to be good to a majority of the people. It doesn't mean good for everyone, and you can't make something that's going to be perfect for everyone.
Right, absolutely. And it makes me wonder, this is something we weren't really going to talk about, but I think you can go into, when someone's looking at making a flavor, who are they catering to? Like, when I go back to that Morning Glory Mochaccino notion, Fumari really tends to hit a popular audience. They're going for the majority. They're going for people who smoke at parties, who are going to try it and be like, yeah, this is a great flavor. They're not necessarily going for the fucking 4-hour bowls of a flavor. They're going for, it's quick, let's enjoy it, it's a sweet flavor, anyone can enjoy this. And I think they're hitting that mark. Trifecta, I don't really know what their market is. I mean, I think they're more catered to enthusiasts. So they're, trying to cater to an enthusiast market. And they're hitting that mark. Objectively, neither one's right. Subjectively, you probably enjoy one more than the other. You might just enjoy both. That's fine too. I enjoy both, but I'm going to go for Morning Glory more than Mochaccino personally.
Yeah, Morning Glory is great. In my opinion. Wow. This conversation really got me thinking about objectivity and subjectivity.
Yeah, I think
more than I thought.
I think the biggest thing that we really wanted to hammer home with this podcast was no one can be 100% objective about a flavor. I don't care what anyone says. There's going to be bias in anything we say. Anything, not just we say, but anyone says,
It's human nature.
Yeah. So you have to just be aware of that when you're talking about flavors. Like the Real Pro Duke Nukem. I love cane mint. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. That's just your opinion, dude. You can objectively say this is the best mint on the market in the scope of what you know, but subjectively, it's not going to be for everyone. Like,
look, he's sad. I don't like cane mint. You see that sad face?
Yeah. Don't give me that capital D colon, bro. I don't need that in my chat. But I think we should close the actual discussion there and just open the floor for questions.
Bit of a shorter topic.
Yeah, I mean, any deeper, we've been repeating ourselves a lot, I think, and I think any deeper we go, it's just gonna continue devolving from there. So we'll go.
A lot of things just they stem from very specific areas, and if you want to talk about something else, it's going to go back to that.
Yeah, so we'll take any questions now. We're gonna go through Twitch chat, YouTube chat, and we'll answer anything that we've seen we want to comment on. So if you want to go ahead and tackle something, go for it.
There was a question that was asked way earlier. I don't know if this guy is still here. His name is Darsh on YouTube. He said, "Morning, gents. Can flavors be enhanced much by mixing juice or extracts into the base water?" I believe that if you want to use teas, or I wouldn't use juice, but if you wanted to mix in some teas or maybe some mint leaves, that'd be okay if that's something you're interested in.
I don't know.
Adding alcohol and juices and milk and all that other stuff is not good for the pipe.
I don't think it's going to enhance a flavor per se. You might be able to pick up some subtle differences when you taste it. Like, you might be able to taste, like, I did put tea in a base forever ago when I first started smoking, and I could taste the tea. It wasn't like an insanely prevalent game changer. I never wanted to do it again because it was a pain in the ass to clean, but I mean, you could do it, give it a try, just really, really clean your pipe afterwards. It's a pain in the ass. I don't think it's worth the amount of effort that it takes, personally.
It's minimal difference, really.
Yeah, and it's not going to make the flavor itself better. Like, the flavor itself is going to smoke the same if you pack it right, but you might taste differences from other things.
And don't add ice.
Yeah,
your flavor.
Ice just takes the flavor away. Let's see. Bloopy on Twitch says, "The name of a flavor can make me believe it is bad. For example, the Starbucks Serpent line. All the names don't describe the flavors one bit." That is accurate. I don't know if that makes a flavor bad or not. That can go into the.
Look at this. What is this? What is Afterburner? I got one right here.
It's Afterburner, dog. What do you think it is? It's Afterburner. It's Afterburner. Yeah, I definitely think brands should be transparent about what a flavor is. Personally speaking.
Yeah, I like more accurate names. That's something.
It's really just it's hard to say it's hard to just sell it. Like how do you sell Afterburner? Who the fuck's buying something that's gonna be like, yo, I fucking love Afterburner taste. I want to smoke some Afterburner.
Like what does this skull mean to you? I'm pretty sure this is like a fruity-ish flavor. I haven't even tried it yet. But I don't know what this is telling me.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You think it's a fruity flavor? There's nothing on that would indicate it's a fruity flavor.
And this guy looks pissed.
How do you even that goes into how do you even determine if that's an accurate flavor or not? Because you don't know what it's supposed to be. Yeah, I don't know. I really do think most brands should be pretty transparent with the names. Get creative, but get into it. I think.
Bloopy also said, any thoughts on this fairly new brand Azure? Just noticed it hit the bigger market. Yeah, Azure is a relatively new brand. Wade is smoking it right now. He's smoking the Grow Pear. He claims to like it a decent bit. And the flavors I've had have been pretty good as well. I've had their mint. I've had their chocolate mint.
Yeah, I haven't
had another one.
I haven't been extremely disappointed with any of their flavors. They definitely have flavors that are, I think, better than the others. I think that some taste better. Like they're in their muffin line, their blueberry muffin's good. Lemon muffin was okay. I think it tasted more like a lemon poppy seed personally. And then their cherry muffin was good, but I think the lemon muffin and the blueberry muffin were better. So I haven't had a flavor I disliked from them, but they were all just good. I mean, I don't know.
They're solid.
Yeah, they're very solid brand. But like this Grow Pear and what else? The two I just got, been fucking loving those. Those have been great.
Lucas said, what's your opinion on marinating shisha with VG for more of a throat hit, or with VG for more of a sweeter undertone or thicker clouds? I've done that before with Nakla that was pretty old. My friend, I went by his place, he had some Nakla that was sitting there forever. So I just threw in some VG. It can help with the clouds, definitely, because that's basically what VG is. PG is more for a throat hit. Oh yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, PG is more for a throat hit. That, I would say that would help, but it will diminish the flavor.
Yeah, because when you're putting that in, you're not putting in more flavor. You're putting in more things to make clouds. It's not going to inherently make the flavor stronger. So you can do it. There's nothing wrong with it. I've done it. I did it at one point. I've seen people. Yeah, you do you. I've seen people mixing vape juice with their shisha tobacco. That's fine. It works. But I mean, it's just you got to understand that it's not going to make the flavor stronger more than anything.
And just because you're adding extra stuff doesn't mean that the clouds are going to be bigger for a long time.
Right. Yeah, and it's not going to help anything except the clouds when you're adding VG. And PG, like you said, it'll help the throat hit. Optimus Prime on YouTube says, Afterburner sounds like a bad time on the toilet. I strongly agree.
Yeah, right after that bowl.
Yeah.
You're hitting that toilet.
That sounds like after I take my first few hits and I'm like, oh, fuck me. And that's how the hookah ends up in the bathroom.
Optimus Prime also said, accurate flavor names are very much needed, or a description of what the flavors are. Yeah, there's some brands that do have those weird names, but they at least tell you what the flavor is, and then there's other brands that just don't tell you what the flavor is at all, and you kind of have to do some research, figure out what it is. Like Nirvana, none of their flavors beforehand told you the description of the flavor. At least now on the newer cans, they tell you what they are, because they have some ridiculous names. But I do know in Europe, they're not allowed to market things as specifically what they are, because that is going to cater to kids.
Really? That's interesting. I didn't know that.
That's why none of their flavors, even if it's just like a mint or like a blueberry, none of them are called normal stuff.
Interesting. I think at the very least a brand could do is put a picture that's subtly indicating what a flavor is. I just that's the very least. At least with a fucker. Might not be the god to your brand, but you know what you're getting when you're buying most Alfacher flavors. Except for energy drink. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be.
Well, I mean, energy drink could be a lot of energy drinks.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what else. AM Hookah, what's up, Matt? Or Adrian, I don't know which of you is on that. says, I think a bad flavor is when you can taste syrup. Should be more like a juicer. I'm going to go with the first part of that statement. I don't know what the juicer part's about. But, yeah, I would agree. I think flavors, I don't want to taste the, like the underlying syrupy nonsense in the flavor when I'm smoking. That's just me. It's not something that I would think makes a good flavor. You know what I mean? Let's see. Now's a good chance for you guys. If you guys have any topics you want us to talk about next time, we are more than happy to take suggestions, recommendations.
Topics that last longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah, we were. There are a lot of things we can do. I think at one point we want to try doing like a pack podcast where we're packing bowls, showing how we pack different brands. But we need to figure out the right way to do that. I think it's gonna take some jerry rigging with some webcams and shit to do that. I don't think I said it already. Subscribe to us on YouTube so we can get that juicy custom URL for our name. Leftwater says that bowl looks fat.
That's my roommate.
Oh, okay.
He says every bowl looks fat.
It does look fat. Any news on smaller HMD product coming out? Something that would fit an 80 feet bowl. In terms of traditional HMDs, like Lotus type things, I knew Maya was working on this one that was supposedly works with one fucking thing, like the one coal. Yeah, the one coal.
Wait, Maya's doing that?
They were. I've seen other brands do it, but I remember Maya specifically was trying. Maybe theirs was just a shitty HMD. I don't remember.
Who knows? We do know that Cloud is coming out with a new HMD. We have no real pictures up because they don't like to reveal anything about their products before they release it. Like when they... Oh, look, here's my room coming through.
Well, you gotta...
Just like when they released that hookah that they released, it was like, oh, everyone thought it was Lotus V2, but no, it was like some $2,000 hookah.
Yeah, I still don't think anyone has that hookah yet. A year and a half later.
They're sold out, so someone had to have bought them.
Plenty of people bought them. You know, Ryan from the hookah group, he bought one. Still doesn't have it, but he bought it.
Okay. They're using all that money to fund their new Lotus.
God. I'm interested on what the new list will be. I need to pre-order that at some point. But
yeah, $50 I think it is. Not too bad.
Is it? I thought it was 60. A lounge in China serves them. Is that the Boba Bear Pro Duke Nukem? Because if so, that wouldn't surprise me. The owner of Boba Bear is really close with Reza, the owner of Cloud.
Lucas said the future of hookah in terms of culture, marketing, and innovation. Seems like we're going towards more modern, futuristic, almost, hookahs.
$64.95. Holy shit.
Well, ignore that. $50. I feel like hookahs are going more towards a modern style for the most part. Like, you don't see very many brands besides Farida. They continue to make a bunch of traditional hookahs. But
well, we talked about
I feel like
this.
that's going to change the culture. Like, if everything's getting more modern, it's changing the culture of the people that are purchasing these items. Obviously, people like it because they're buying.
Yeah, I think we talked about this in our traditional versus modern podcast a few weeks ago, but I think there will always be a traditional market, and I think Sheikah and KM will always be around to fulfill that market. But I think that, and I don't know if this was a question or a topic for a podcast, but I think the real culture of where smokers are at now is like the traditional smokers aren't dropping hella bucks on new pipes, so modern smokers are the ones dropping many hundreds of dollars on many new pipes. Real Pro Duke Nukem in chat can attest to that. I've seen his collections growing immensely. Because the thing is, once you have a traditional pipe, cool. You've got a traditional pipe. Another traditional pipe's not going to function any differently, honestly. So I understand why that happens, but yeah.
Culture, I guess if you're thinking about culture, like I said, the people that are going to be like entering the hookah market are probably going to be younger people, not older people.
Bro, that shit sounds so bad.
What? Oh,
You should come check it out. At least it's not squealing.
I think you could really go into when you're looking at when someone buys something. Is someone going to buy something that's old and reliable, or is someone going to buy the new and fancy? A lot of people are going to buy old and reliable, but if you want to buy a lot of something that's new, you're going to buy the new thing. It's like you could buy a Nokia phone and it'll still work, still make calls, but once you got one Nokia phone, you will literally never need another one. It's like Chicas. You buy one Chica, you're set. I mean, you really don't need to buy another one because they've got the lifetime warranty. They're gonna last. They're gonna hold up. But,
yeah, it's just a design change.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's no functionality change.
Yeah, and that's why modern pipes sell like they do, because they've got functionality change. They've got design change as well.
Yeah, it's just a bonus.
Optimus Prime says, I'm still old school for hookahs, especially cans. I get that, Optimus, but how many cans would you buy? Would you buy, if say you wanted to have 3 pipes at max, would you fill all 3 of them with cans? Maybe.
Yeah, like you're not changing the quality of your session by having 3 of the same thing. It's essentially 3 of the same thing.
Yeah, because at that point you're just having more hookahs because you want to have more hookahs, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but you want to get different things. Buying 3 of the 3 cans isn't really going to do much for you. The pipe gotta look good for them Facebook posts. You damn right.
Yeah, you gotta flex.
Yeah, that's all. That's what hookahs. That's where hookahs going. More flexing. I'm still waiting for.
It honestly is.
I'm still waiting for someone to drop 20K on a Desfall hookah. I'm still surprised. Go ahead.
Bloopy said, topic for next time, bowls. How to choose a suitable bowl for you. We kind of already touched on a lot of that.
Yeah, I thought we talked about that already. We might have. I don't remember.
Someone needs to watch an old video.
I'm pulling up our channel right now.
Well, we kind of did. We spoke about funnel bowls versus traditional bowls.
Oh yeah, we literally have our second podcast called Bowls. Yep. So we got that one unlocked. Check it out if you want to watch it. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube, Bloopy. And nothing saves on Twitch for more than 2 weeks or so. But everything saves on YouTube. The first podcast is on my channel, but everything else is on the Hookah Smiths channel.
It's okay, Bloopy. It's all there for you. All this knowledge.
We're saving it for you.
Just for you. Get some guests. We will be getting some guests. We're waiting till after number 10. And then we have some opportunities to speak with Mason Bowles guy. Maybe Ron from Hook Heroes wanted to join.
Strictly Shisha said he'd be on, so I think that'd be fun. I'd love to have the guys from the AM Hookah podcast on at some time. That'd be a lot of fun. There's a lot of people we could have on.
There's a lot of people we want to have on.
Yeah.
We're thinking of doing it like maybe 1 every 3 or 1 every 5. We'll have after 10. 10 will for sure have someone on.
Yeah, 10 will probably have Mason on. I'd like to get him on for the first one since he was the first one to ask for it anyway.
Yeah, he was immediately trying to get on that.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was trying to be all up on us, but he expressed interest, and I appreciate his continued support in that. So yeah, I'd like to have him on. He's also just a cool guy. He's got a lot of experience in the traditional market, as well as, making quite literally the artisanal hose market, the artisanal being a big player in the artisanal bowl market. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to talk to him about that. But yeah, we were thinking about doing every few episodes, having a guest on, or maybe alternating since we do it like twice a month, having one of just us, one of the guests. But we'll see.
Yeah, we don't want to run out of people either.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that's going to about do it from us today, guys. We've got 2 minutes left. If you guys have any last-minute questions, feel free to drop them. Any suggestions for further improvement, drop them. More than happy to continue to learn with you guys, learn what you guys want to see. I do think we need to get better about, telling you guys when we're going to go live instead of, hey, we're going to be live in an hour. Come check us out.
Yeah, having this podcast is all about you guys, really. I mean, we can talk about hookah whatever we want. We just want to see what you guys want us to talk about, and we want to provide all this knowledge for you guys.
Lone
Am
sloth.
are you afraid of that bull shelf falling over? No, I don't think it's gonna fall over. I mean, I would have to like kick it or something. I don't think if I hit it, it would.
You'd have to like fall into it. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, if I did, I would not only be in pain, I would also be crying.
Yeah, but I think any shelf would have that, and my shelf would be the same way. If I fell into that, I'd be fucked.
Yeah, if I had it anywhere, even if it was on a wood shelf, if I knock it over, it's gonna break.
Yeah.
But it's in a pretty enclosed area. Like even if it tipped, I don't think it would even break half the bowls because there's not very much room. It would have to fall forward, and the only way that would happen is if I pulled it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna about do it from us today, guys. Thanks for joining us in the forge. I've been waiting on a hookah. This has been the Lone Sloth. Over here, where my mouse is at now.
We'll see you guys next time. Oh, make sure to join the Hookah Discord.
Yes.
It's a fun time.
Yes, we are generally there in some manner. But yeah,
You can tag us. Yeah, join us there. You can find that on Reddit. But anyways, we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Later.